Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Songs of Conquest, where today, apparently, we're going to find out a life's worth. I gotta say, they don't seem to value him very much in Arleon or Baria. Maybe Loth. They care enough about him to bring him back. That feels like something. Anyway, I guess let's see where Bigley Satherdown's story is going here. In pursuit of his own freedom, of a certain kind of freedom, he definitely has done an awful lot of shit that he didn't understand without any thought to the consequences. So I guess here's where it all comes back around. Out of an archway portal stepped Bigley and Nemander. They had brought a small force of mercenaries with them from Arleon, but many had been lost in Lady Hammond's war with Stoutheart. So the funny thing about, that makes sense, right? As it is a war. But the funny thing about the way this game's mechanics work is that we ended the mission with far, far more soldiers than we started it with. Well, we're home, Nemander. Back in Baria and debt-free. But I wish Xavier was with us. I miss him. I don't know what to do next. Well, I'm sure Everthink will be overjoyed to see you and will help make sense of it all. Perhaps he's already repaired some of those beacons you've talked about. You'll be tinkering away in no time. That wouldn't surprise me. He's ever hasty. What a weird way to say that. Is it close by? We could all use a rest after our battles in Arleon. Yep, grew up to be that giant of a Harima right here. His parents are both pipers. I bet they were surprised when he turned out to be a brute. It's funny that they don't know what they'll be until they stop growing. That's interesting. So I guess the pipers and the brutes and the other ones, I can't remember the name of, the stealthy ones. They're all so morphologically different. I assumed they were kind of different species that fall under the same, they just have united under the same banner, like the greenskins in Warhammer. For them all to be, they're just like different morphologies of the same creature is very weird. Well, humans and Harima have much in common, but we're still quite different. Bigley, I'll accompany you to his ancestral home. I've never seen a Harima village, and I too am at a loss of what to do next. Thank you, friend. Okay, reach a date palm oasis. Okay, everything here is extremely destroyed. We were able to at least steal some lumber and whatnot. I don't know if we're supposed to be going up or right. I guess we'll go this way until they stop us. Why, there's a fallen beacon of power. Someone had begun work on restoring this beacon. The portal inside had been strengthened, but it looked like whoever had worked here had left in a hurry. Okay, I can't actually move through there, so I guess that was the wrong direction. What a weird little force they've left us with. Why one cannon? Whoever gets one of anything. Alright, no survivors, but a bunch more building materials. Rana raiders had left their mark on the area. All that was left was ruins and death. When did the Rana become so bold? We met one wielder. Are there more than one? Well, there's been no Rana wielders for ages, but that itch creature said something about that they'd awoken. The grammar in in this adventure so far has been really something. She did. This could be a problem. Perhaps. You don't think... I think we're looking at evidence that it is a problem. For a certain definition of problem, I suppose. Oh no, the lumber camp is too destroyed to provide me lumber. Well, here's Pacha. How you doing? You have a force that would be risky for me to battle. As the two wielders approached the small settlement of Labor's Worth, they could clearly see Rana troops laying siege to it. A large Chiloon approached them as he saw their forces approaching. Wielders, go back to your smoking cities. I am Pcha of the Marsh, and this settlement must be abandoned or destroyed. Well, no can do. It's now under my protection, so go back to your swamp. Baryans, these lands are ours. Leave now or there will be blood. Well, that's exciting. As long as it's, not my blood. I feel like this is probably the right position for the cannon. Yeah, we'll try it like this. This does seem like a kind of a scary fight. I'm not seeing any Ravagers or Burrowers, though, at least. Okay, the cannon does get to go nice and early. So Chiloon, of course, are not very fast. These units, the Tremors, they're probably just going to hang back and play songs, right? I guess I'm going to step up to here. And then we're probably just going to use Bombard. Well, Bombard really doesn't do much damage here. So 2 to 3, 3 to 5. That's... Yeah, I guess let's just shoot at the ranged. I should have split. We definitely have enough room in the army. I should have split the Pipers up into multiple slots. That was foolish of me. If we end up having to do this again, and I think there is a non-zero chance of that, it's definitely something I want to pursue. So these things, they hit for 12 to 16. I think let's move up some. I just have to remember, like, I care about the movement distance of the Chiloon way more than I care about the movement distance of the other stuff. I think we can move up, like, as far as here. I guess the real question is, like, do you want to throw some teleports on and just, like, get up on their casters? I think the answer is no. You almost certainly just want to aim. Although, maybe I want to move to here and then aim. No, I'm going to move forward a bit and aim. Wow. You're on Acid Cloud already? Rough. Yeah, let's start the fireball here. And then I'm going to Chaos Step you. I don't want to do it any place where I could land on the mine. I suppose, actually, we can just target the mine directly, because we know that won't... We know that will not result in actually stepping on it. We'll onslaught to get lethal on these dudes. Unfortunate time for a reload. I'm only gonna get one kill, huh? How healthy are these? These normal Chiloon are 80% range resistant, 40% spell resistant, and they have 60 HP. I think actually Justice is the right way to kill them. Let me finish this guy off. Alright, don't have the Chaos Red teleport here. I think I just die if I try to move out. I wish there was a way to... Yeah, okay. I wish there was a way to get vision of the effect, you know? Like when we are... when there's an acid cloud down, there should be a tag somewhere that you can mouse over that's like how much damage per turn is this acid cloud. Alright, let's get you out of there. You do hardly any damage. Six to 11. Alright, I'm just gonna roll you forward and not do anything else. We could entangle, but like playing the super long game with this guy isn't really all that effective because their wielder is going to be able to do wielder stuff to us. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. I guess just keep casting Justice. Whenever Justice is up, cast Justice. At this point, 52 damage reduced by only 40%. Right, that's got to be good enough. Yeah, he's like, well, I don't actually want to get adjacent to you or anything. Alright, so you have 24 health. I think, yeah, we just Justice again. Justice is pretty alright if you got your tears up. Kind of wish we had taken Order 3 a little bit. Defeated, the Rana wielder surrendered before Bigley. I'm beaten. What will you do with me, wielder? Life returns to the marsh. Well, I have questions, Pcha. Your life in exchange for answers, and a promise that you'll leave these lands. The marsh provides. I have much knowledge. I will answer your questions if the knowledge I share will do the Rana no harm, and perhaps there will be peace one day. But not today. No, not today. Yeah, it's going to be hard to achieve a thing that could fairly be called peace with a society that relies on slavery to the extent that this one does. Wielder, you defeated the swamp scum and saved our settlement. We're in your debt. We were not raiding. This place needs to burn. You are all slavers. Is that true? Well, we capture and sell froglings, yes, but that's not slavery. Well, I just saved your life. Now you owe me a great debt. Yes, Wielder. Join me. We'll see how long it'll take for you to clear it. At once, Wielder. He's like, you guys don't do slavery, do you? Now quick, come be my slaves. I fought some foreign people on your behalf, and that means now you're my slaves. It's weird that I guess it's going to remain an unallied settlement. Or, oh, I'm out of movement is why I can't interact with it. Okay. 8 beacons of power to be claimed. There we go. So a bazaar and a couple of guard towers. This does not feel like the best use for these slots. I don't really know what we're doing, but I'm sure we're going to want stone and lumber when we get there. The bazaar I will probably leave. Near the settlement stood an old portal. It looked like it had just recently broken. Looks like someone broke it. Recently, too. It broke behind me. Its bindings need strengthening, but that would be on the other side. You should meet my friend Everthink. He can repair any portal. Everthink. With a name like that, he's Harima. They hold little love for the Rana. Why is that? I never learned the history of Rana and Harima. Well, Rana used to eat Harima. At least that's how the stories go. It's not untrue. Life returns to the marsh. Okay. No value in interacting with it. And here we find a lone artificer. Near the edge of the swamp stood a lone artificer. Bigley Satherdown? You're a sight for sore eyes. Well, thank you. You don't look half bad yourself. Okay, weird. We've been repairing beacons in the area, following Everything's instructions. But lately, Rana raids have grown in intensity. Even reports of them having wielders. Pacha, tell me, are more Rana attacks imminent? I would believe so. Relak isn't far off, and I think Chira is in the area as well. Then we need to prepare our defenses. Join me, Artificer. It's weird that we needed to have dialogue about that. Also, what happened to Pacha's thing about not giving information if it would harm the Rana in the area? It's like, well, let me give you a detailed list of their armies and troop movements. Work had begun here, repairing the old beacon by the road. Bigley could clearly see that the notes he had sent to Everthink had been applied. I told Everthink to wait for me so we could look into their purpose before we repaired them, but he's not patient. So, you don't know why the beacons were destroyed? Well, we always assumed the Freedom Alliance did it to destroy the portals within, so we could throw off the yoke of the Empire. If you control enough beacons in the same area, you can use them to project your power. A wielder can use them to rain down fire and destruction on all enemies there, making it impossible to conquer or attack any area where they were built. That's how Aurelia defeated the Rana. She lured us to the beacons. Clever. I mean, I don't know if it's clever exactly. It seems pretty straightforward as an idea goes. A dispatch from the Tinkerers Guild. Freeblade Alea Ardashir has reported dragon sightings. The Tinkerers Guild has an open contract for confirmation. Well, I would think Pacha could certainly confirm that. Let's grab ourselves an ancient amber mine. And just a shit ton of stone. So it's sort of laying on the ground over here. Okay. Because there is a stone mine as well. A small orchard was by the road, apples ripe for picking, and we felt the need to stop and talk about that, I guess. As you can see, we needed the waters of the swamp. The lands nearby are lush and full of life. Not for long. If you repair and use the beacons, they will drain all life from the lands once more. Long ago, the land was lush in all directions, with fields and forests beyond the marsh. The beacons drain life. They drain all essence around them and focus them through the wielder. Sounds dangerous. It is. Eventually all life withers without essence, and the same is true for the wielder. Wait, so wielders have died using the beacons? I believe that is why Aurelia sought life eternal. Her use of the beacons had weakened her. A good theory. Is it, though? It does seem like baseless speculation. Alright, whatever. This is my shop. It's an awful lot of just like walking at the beginning of this adventure. I should remember to sell that and build a sawmill. I mean, presumably there's like another settlement around here somewhere. Well, we may as well be stockpiling this. Let's get to that road sign. West, Labor's Worth. North, mining area. East, Date Palm Oasis. Okay, more resource incomes. More pikes are certainly welcome. It's a little unfortunate that you're not the same kind of pike we already have. Pacha steps outside the settlement and looks toward the marsh. I have shared my knowledge with you. Wow, really? I have shared my knowledge with you, Bigly Satherdown. I really only knew the one thing. I promised by the marsh I will not lead the Rana against the lands of Molten Cliffs. I can do nothing about the other wielders who are already here. Will you release me? How come there are wielders now? The rider has come, and our prophecy is fulfilled. When Rask, the first rider, awoke, the marsh responded. Many more have awoken, and the marsh expands. But why now? What happened? Well, I'm not sure why now, but when Rask was set free from the mines by the one good humans, Captain Silkspool, his powers awoke. Silkspool? But I sent him to the mines of Rosewater. He was my friend. The evil human Stoutheart has killed him. Know that the Rana grieve with you. Thank you. You are free to leave, Pacha. May we next meet in fair weather. Farewell, Bigly. The marsh adapts. As Demander and Bigly watched Pacha disappear to the southeast, they both knew that they would need to gather as many troops as possible before the Rana came. Yeah, okay. Seek the help of the Harima. So, like, this is not the greatest thing for us to be doing, but alright, so the settlement is not as large as I thought it was going to be from the, the size of the space within the walls. This is all the troops all the room we're ever going to have, all the building sites we're ever going to have. So we need a sawmill in this area to upgrade the workshop, and then I'm assuming we just want to build a factory here. It's a shame we won't be able to build a research building along with it. Okay, so I guess let's finish grabbing up all of the structures around here. This settlement is in no condition to defend against Rana wielders. No, but with the help of the Harima, we should be fine. I'll go talk to them. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just touching buildings. We aren't in a position here where we can get additional wielders, are we? Nope. And in fact, Demander refuses to be a wielder now, despite the fact that he has been in the past. The portal seemed dormant, but as Bigly and Demander approached, it flickered to life once more. Oh, these are some weak bindings. Looks like our combined essence awoke it. I'll go through and head to Molten Cliffs. What if the portal breaks behind you? I'll try to repair it, but otherwise I'll go around. Meanwhile, you should gather an army to defend the settlement. Explore the area, see if you can find more allies. I'll do that. We'll stand ready when the Rana come. And I'll bring the Harima. We should be fine. Don't worry, Bigly. I'm ready to lay down my life to defend Barya. Even though when we met, which was like 2 days ago, it's fine, it's fine. Now don't go dying on me. My old heart couldn't bear losing another friend. I won't. May the fair winds guide you, my friend. May the sun kiss your neck and burn the eyes of your enemies. With those words, and so many more, Bigly was ready to depart. Alright, I guess so. As soon as Bigley and his forces stepped through, the portal flickered and went out. These portals, may they be scorched by the sun in a most unkind manner. Well, I'll start by talking to the Harima, then deal with this portal. As the portal blinked and went out behind Bigley, Demander turned his attention north towards some erected palisades. Someone wants to keep me out, but if I'm not mistaken, these were made by humans and not Rana. It could be bandits, Wielder. But if they are indebted bandits, we may convince them to be our allies in times like these. Let's clear those palisades away. What about Wielder Satherdown? He was very clear. The portal might break, and it's my responsibility to prepare our defenses. I have a good feeling about this. As you say, Wielder, there's so many lines of dialogue for literally no reason. Like, that whole part about, what about Wielder Satherdown? Like, we just had a conversation for the purpose of establishing all that information seconds ago. Literally seconds ago. What is the value of having a character ask about it so that we can repeat it? I don't want to pretend that, like, this is a universal truth or anything. But, you know, I'm certainly also not the first to say it. If you are not a particularly skilled writer, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but, you know, the dialogue in this game, it's not the best. It is almost always the case that the first and simplest thing you can do to write better is just write way less, or rather write and then, like, edit very aggressively, because you're almost certainly over communicating. A group of Harima were waiting outside Molten Cliffs. These were familiar faces to Bigley, and he grinned with recognition. Satherdown! Haven't seen you looking this rough since everything dragged you here for rest and healing all those years ago. Stand tall. I'm glad to see you and your gals here. I've missed this place. You've been missed. Would be nice if you visited when times were better. Couldn't be helped. We need your aid. The Rana are coming, and if Date Palm Oasis falls, the whole region will be in danger. You're too late. Those Rana spawn are already here. Dragons attacked and seized one of the beacons that everything had repaired just north of here. Well, we can't let the Rana control them. Join me, and we'll deal with them, then we'll head to Plenty's Refuge. Maybe they'll have the materials to repair this portal and get back to the Oasis. Gladly. Okay, so that was just dialogue for join the army. Alright, this falls into our control immediately. I do think it is worth just going ahead and getting those done. The Piper's Post we don't quite have the ore for, although I do have... We're probably better off just waiting. The Pipers I have right now are the upgraded kind. Well, I'm not going to split them up just yet because I don't know when we'll next see battle. It may be the case that we're going to pick up another unit of troops or something before that happens. Stantall stopped and looked north with a grim expression. Fire could be seen on those hills. Dragon fire. Dragons. They used to hunt and eat Harima for sport. Now it will happen again. Well, not if we stop them. Is that why the Harima hate the Rana? You know so much about the world, but you never before asked about Harima history. We remember. Harima remember. I know that saying. That's barely a saying. When Rana ruled Patrium, the Harima were hunted, and our people fled to these hills. But the dragons pursued us, feeding on Harima villages, leaving fire and destruction in their wake. At least, that's how the stories go. These are truths, Satherdown. Harima remember. Everybody's got their weird little sayings. It's like, this is what culture is in the world of Songs of Conquest. It's just a set of weird little sayings that you say whether or not they make sense in the situation. Tinkersmith Everthink reports several Rana raids in the swamps near Lush Meadows. Contracts offered to protect areas of interest. Okay. Am I able to handle these? Okay. Is there any possibility that you would just give me a free win? Okay, cool. So we're not really in a place to take advantage of a 9th command slot. Tier 3 order spells and magic resistance, I think, are both pretty strong options. I guess we'll take the order magic. Get ourselves a little bit of bonus offense for the next battle. Stantal marched ahead of the rest of the troops, clearly annoyed with the old tinkersmith. Bigly hurried to catch up with her. My sincere apologies, Stantal. I was just shocked. These stories seem like madness. We'll soon encounter dragons, and then we'll see if the Harima have remembered true. I could never before imagine that the meek little Rana would do this, would be able to do this. They were kept down for a reason, but hopefully we can stop them here. Well, I'll make sure they're stopped. Boy, this is, I guess, a pretty dense map. It feels like there's an awful lot of darkness still, and we've covered a fair amount of territory. So we can see around a village just south of us, but it doesn't... I guess the only way to access that is through a portal. So now that this stone pit is... And now that we've done the upgrade, I don't know that we need the stone pit anymore. Should I delete it? We do need this. I suppose one thing we could do with the with this is we could build a bazaar and get ourselves in position to buy celestial ore more cheaply. But honestly, like, we don't have a mercenary quarters right now. It does feel like we probably ought to take a mercenary quarters. Yeah. We're going to need guns at the very least. All right. Anything interesting? No. Actually, no. There's some undead up ahead. Do I want to turn around and grab some... Like, I have no idea what we're looking at in terms of opposition. Whether it is a time expenditure to go back. But I feel like we should probably grab some troops, right? Like, let's do this. We'll upgrade all those. We'll come back and recruit everybody, and then we'll head forward. It's not an amazing set of units. Alright, you're going to head back toward that set of Dreeth. Alright, so what do we want to be doing with this town now? I guess I'm waiting on the mercenary quarters. Actually, these Dreeth are probably... I probably should have recruited some troops. We do not have an army that is capable of defeating basically anything at the moment. Yep. That's how many? 100 plus Dreeths. It's a little scary. All right. Do you want to head up to some dragons, or we have to assist Plenty's refuge? We have to look for allies. I guess looking for allies is a thing we're doing by heading southwest. These are just normal pipers. Yeah, definitely not worth a slot. Alright. I'm sure we can take these without any losses. No, I'll manual that. There's no way. There's no way I'm losing a shadow to these things. I would want to be much more careful than that. So I think for the moment, you're certainly waiting. Let's let them run forward. We'll figure things out from there. So I can take a pretty decent chunk out of them. But I don't know if I want to, because that's going to leave... It's like 160 damage. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely we're gonna suffer from the punchback. Yeah, I might just wanna hold off. Let's put you in a position where you're at least intimidating to them, to make it harder for them to approach us safely. I'm a little surprised by how few of them we're killing here. This is deadly range too? Jeez. I don't want to spend any magic on it. I guess let's try to tear down the bigger one. Sadly, that doesn't put very many of us ahead of them. That's weird. The rat initiative is 36, and the scarred brutes is 40. But for some reason, we're not ahead of them. We're going to try to lock this up a little bit. I definitely feel like I should just fire here. This is order and chaos. We're saving destruction for a spellcast, obviously, but we can afford to spend this, I think. And I do think I probably just want y'all to back off. Okay, decent fireball. There we go. Yeah, I guess let's just kill the small stack. Let's see, we can drop 42 more damage on them, which would kill... Actually, a pretty fair number. And that, again, is chaos, not destruction, so we're maintaining some of our resources. Oh, I can't quite get a clean stab on them. I suppose I should rally. I should have rallied before. Okay, I'm way more willing to lose pikes than shadows. Although I'm sure there's a version of that. There's a way to play that out that doesn't get anybody killed. There were offerings by this shrine, gold and wilted flowers. Clearly there were worshippers of Aurelia living in these parts. Alright, so that's a temporary buff. Aurelian Oathbound. Okay. The High Legions, in theory, aren't too bad because our justice is so buffed up, but the Legionnaires and Scavenged Bones, on the other hand, like 11 to 25 Scavenged Bones, if I'm remembering correctly, and those are the cavalry unit, that's a little horrifying. So I think we can probably sell that. What do we want to build here? I mean, it's hard to say no to Dreiths. They're cost effective. They're scary. I think we probably have to bail on this, though. I don't think we're in position to make this work. Let's see about these other undead over here. Risen dead, fresh out of their graves, were shambling across the bridge. On the other side, some pikeneers were mustering their defenses. Well, it is really easy to kill the undead with pikes, so good on them for thinking that far ahead. Yeah, this should be sufficient. And it's just risen? Like, they're really slow moving. Okay, hold on now. Hold on now. I feel like we could do better than that. Maybe these risen are not as slow moving as I'm used to? No, they have 2 movement. Alright, so we can kind of like damage them and fall back over and over again, I would guess. That's not a very good result. I guess it is just the one cannon. So we're going to get 4 to 7 or... Yeah, okay, it's better just to shoot the one, I think. The Pipers should definitely get the hell out of everybody's way. So we can take up some high ground here. Yeah, it feels to me like we're going to get so many opportunities to deal damage to them for free. It's really hard to imagine for me how they're going to kill us. So this is 12. I'm going to go ahead and drop that guy's movement. All right, you're still waiting. Yep, fall back to here and repeat. All right, you just got to reload. Let's move forward and get a raised position at the very least. Actually, I don't know if I want to be blocking the only escape there. So this guy can't really move. We'll back up and just mine this off anyway. Okay, 21. I think we're gonna onslaught you. I guess he's just not gonna move as long as it doesn't seem... As long as it doesn't seem immediately valuable. May as well hit rally because we have a billion order. You just continue waiting. I mean, this bit's over. These things hit for 1 to 3, so they could hit for 90. Well, no, sorry, they won't be able to hit for 90. I'm gonna onslaught you because by the time they're swinging they'll already be down a bunch of units. I don't care about that's fine. I guess just wait here. Yeah, at this point if we just keep their movement speed low, there's not really a lot they can do. Yeah, and in fact, they will just elect to do nothing all of the time. All right, a bunch of quickens ought to get us what we need. How on earth were we supposed to lose units in that battle? Sometimes I think the AI does not have our best interests at heart. As the last of the risen were cut down, Beagley waved to the pikeneers by the bridge. A large figure hurried to the forefront. This is okay. The command of punctuation in this game. Colon. You want a colon here. Ever think, my brother, you look like you've been in a battle, not repairing beacons. Well, I ran into some trouble with the Unseen Society and lost. They let me go, but in exchange we must abandon the repaired beacons. Loth is coming and would rather not fight you. Well, I'd rather not fight me either, not when I'm in this mood. And there is worse news. They used to have an artifact, the Crest of the Legion, to track the Empress Aurelia down, and she has returned from the dead. Her undead legions are heading this way. The Crest of the Legion? I know this artifact. It was my last service for Silkspool. You gave it to them. I knew they paid too much for it. If a deal is too good to be true... Oh, and now the Rana are invading from the marsh. The Empress and the Rana. We can't stand against them. We must flee. No, I know how the beacons work, and if we can control enough of them, I'll use them to destroy all our enemies. We just need to hold them off for long enough. Okay, so third wielder. This settlement is not under my control right now. That seems fixable. There we go. So a beacon of power is not a destruction spire. Wait, what are we going to do here? The large camp is probably for recruiting. Nemander's turn is considerably more simple. So let's just do that right now. Go back to town, probably hire everybody. It would be really nice to upgrade. It would be really nice to upgrade all this stuff. Please recruit pikes. So we need Glimmerweave for that. This we could do right now. This is the one that matters most. We can get the Dreaths at the same time. There we go. I'm feeling considerably more confident about this this setup already. We need to buy 5 Glimmerweave, which is going to be like 2,100. We would barely be able to afford the troops, but I mean, we do need that upgraded. Okay, that costs 525 and prevents us from doing all of our hiring this turn. But I think we can afford to just stand here probably, or even just like run around inside of the walls. Okay, a decent Warhammer. That's all right. Some swamp beasts trying to keep us away from a Talisman of Chaos, which seems like an incredibly valuable thing to have. Also, I suppose touching the Beacon of Power is probably of some value. All right, and then Everthink doesn't really have a play. All right, let's go grab that stuff. So this settlement has a rally point and a bazaar. It also has a guard tower that's almost certainly not useful. Right? There's no way that the guard tower is going to contribute enough to defense to turn any attempt to take this settlement from a loss into a win. I am just going to sell it. And in its place, we could just build another... Like I said, I think we have enough stone and wood income. I just build another Dreith den, honestly. You can never have enough Dreiths. Alright, so let's claim our first beacon of power. Here come these guys. All contracts from the Unseen Society are terminated. The Tinkerers Guild will assume any debt incurred by this. Alright, we claimed ourselves a beacon. Do I need to be the one to turn back? I just don't know, like... Maybe I need to put... Maybe I needed to not take stuff out of the pool for Xavier, because I don't... Access to that recruit pool via the rally point would have allowed us to pick some stuff up. We really don't have that much money, though. If Magnolia Silverlink is here to conquer this settlement, I don't think there's anything we can do to stop that. We are just not strong enough. So that being the case, does Bigley even try returning, or do we do something else? I mean, there are some more scarred brutes in the pool. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we can make it okay. Maybe we can make it work. So I'm gonna generate a little bit more gold with everything. And I think now that we've grabbed the permanent sets, we will have you come back here and... So we can afford to do this, almost filling that stack. We can grab 2 more pikes, I guess. 1 more artificer. It's still a pretty shabby looking army, if I'm honest. But we don't have a lot of other options. I could, I suppose... So a small number of scavenged bones, some cultists, some necromancers... I'm wondering how much we can rely on magic to push us through this battle. Because their troops are not the best. They have a lot of legionnaires and oathbound, though that's a lot of total HP. Yeah, I don't trust our force against this one yet. So what I'm thinking is we can probably afford to sell some of our building materials to make up money for more recruits. If we're doing that, like, what do we get? We could potentially pull as many as 3 more shadows, and that would, I'm sure, be very helpful. 9 more guns would be nice as well. How much money are we talking about? This is 3150. That would be 3,000 plus we'd have to buy the 2 thread. So like 4,400. We are unfortunately just not going to make all that much money here. If we sell all of the lumber, we're making like 3,000 gold. Which is enough to buy the guns at least. Yeah, all right, let's sell. Maybe sell these down in like even quantities. I do think it's the guns we want. And then it would only take another 380 gold to get another tinker. It's really a shame that it's that much. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think that's the best we can do. They're still rated as worthy, but they're closer for sure. And right now the town has no defense. There's no sense in ducking inside. I could have everything contribute his troops as well. Actually, I can't quite reach Bigley. That's fixable. Yeah, we can at the very least give you pikes. Also, I should probably pass some loot over. There's no reason for you to be running around naked. The stinger's fine, I guess. Have some crummy gloves. Do you have anything better? I don't. No, not really. And then a hat. One of these will probably do. Okay. So you're just capturing stuff around the base. Sadly, you are not prepared to recruit troops this turn. We'll come down here where it will be easy to do on the next turns. And I guess let's see what happens. Present myself as the... oh, no, not everything. Shoot. And to present Bigley as the face of this force. A proud woman was leading a huge army of both living and dead. Everything. We gave you a deal, yet here you stand facing us. I followed the deal struck to the letter. I've informed Bigley to abandon the repaired beacons and that you're coming and do not wish to fight us. So, will you join us? We would welcome the Guild of Tinkerers. No, these are Baryan lands. We're not becoming a part of any empire again. Then you're a fool. Okay, I do feel like I should be allowed to withdraw here, but we'll manual battle this. See if I can get a spell cast off before she kills my two pipers. The answer is going to be no. They're going to get so much essence. Well, we got some precise scouting information there at least. I really didn't mean to run everything forward. I thought I had Bigley selected. I was not paying enough attention to the UI. Okay. This is the one that matters a little bit, maybe. I do want people to be able to take up the high ground. Yeah, this is probably the layout. Out of curiosity, if we quick battle, it's a defeat, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, manual battles we go. The thing that's frustrating about this is another one of those situations where it's just somebody comes out of the shadows and then you have to reload an earlier save in a way that you couldn't do anything about. I guess just wait. So the good news is these scavenged bones have really moved up on us. Okay, there goes my cannon. They have enough necromancers and enough scavenged bones that a justice isn't going to deprive them of any essence or anything, which is a real bummer. Yeah, I guess we gotta stop him up here. So, what do I want to cast? I don't really want to do anything that's going to cost us any destruction. We can throw some magic up, but it's really not. Yeah, it's just not good enough. All right. I'm probably going to put the Tinkers on the high ground. So I guess you can just run to right here. And the question is, do I justice? I think I'm going to justice these. I don't really want to justice, right? I want to get a fireball. I think it's going to take too long. Whatever, we'll stop here, we'll do this. A little bit of aggression. Yeah, you may as well run up and stab their melee troops a little bit. Okay, so obviously the attack through here would be pretty good. That just costs order and chaos. I think I'm going to do that. Let's take the onslaught. Unfortunately, the second attack doesn't happen until after the retaliation, right? Yeah, so that second one is severely weakened. Get a pretty decent chunk off of that group. So you don't get retaliated against. Yeah, we can like run forward, get absolutely free hits here, and then just bail out. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to. I meant to give them extra movement, but you have to. There's no end turn button. You have to give them extra movement before you finish their movement. All right, well, we're gonna drop a pretty good fireball here. I'm really fucking annoyed by that. Up to 3 hexes. So I could still... chaos step him directly into this guy's face, but we don't know for sure that he'll land adjacent. Yeah, I'm really annoyed by that. We do have swap. Is there anything I might want to do with swap? I kind of think I just need to keep wailing on these dudes. Okay, that was no big surprise. %50 spell damage resistance is very unfortunate here. Ugh, it's about to get really ugly. Alright, does it make sense to pull any kind of like swap shenanigans? Not really. I kind of think I'm just going to let this guy live for the moment. I'm not even going to attack there. Alright, as far as targets for justice goes, that's not so bad. And in a way, it's kind of comforting because it turns out we would have lost him anyway. Yeah, we'll just kill you. You know what? You guys are moving up before you play your song this time because we're going to need you to actually fight, I think. All right, I can melee down this stack. So we definitely have a kill there. I think I'm just going to justice you apart. Break that. That'll give us a lot more control over the situation. And we need to press this dude. I'm just going to lose my pikes using them this way, but somebody's got to get over there and let this guy know that being a wizard is not okay. I'm not even going to attack him. I'm just going to stand next to him and make his life weird. Oh, never mind. He can't retaliate. I am going to attack him. I may as well drop Acid Cloud on him, right? It'll kill one of them. And then another one on his turn. Ouch. Well, the Harima are holding strong. They're doing good work. Alright, I don't necessarily think it's time for the Pipers to move in that way just yet. So I only have 2 points of Dimension Door. Alright, let's Chaos Step you over to here. And then we don't have any damage spells up, huh? Tier 1 Rupture is actually very solid. Okay. That was painful, but it certainly wasn't a defeat. We are in desperate need of some time to rebuild, though. Hey, look, I got all my loot back. Defeated, Magnolia surrendered before Bigly Satherdown. You hold much power. Thanks. Now, tell me more about Hillar, and I might let you live. I don't fear death, but it's but a second stage of being for me. Well, you should. Your oath is flawed. Have you seen the Oathbound? Now, tell me about Hillar, and I might let you live. You do not understand the oath and the vision of the Empress. Hillar has activated the beacons to destroy the Rana southwest of here. Now he rests, for it was taxing. But he is rather old, much like you. I wouldn't touch the beacons if I were you. They drain your life, even the young. He might be dead when you return. It's a weird thing for us to be telling her right after we touched this beacon. Well, I'm sure he'll welcome death. Maybe he'll be more tolerable then. May I leave? Go, but if any more of you come along, I'll destroy you. You should surrender now, Baryan. This is only the beginning. Well, if this is the beginning, then I'll be your end. Now go. That's not a very... I'm sure he thought that was very slick. Alright. Well, that broke us down something fierce. We are going to have to recover, but that sounds like tomorrow. Tomorrow, Samhain's problem. I think that's going to be where we call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're gonna have to figure out a way of dealing with an endless stream of necromancers, because apparently we're not smart enough to just like capture their commanders and hold them until such time as the conflict ends. Frustrating. And we'll see you then.